unfundable.
Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get to the chopper!
Price go up.
Gigantic fusion reactor that just works.
Multiple income streams and real yield.
Ooh, yeah!
Cheats can no longer dump on your heads. The revolutionary decentralized finance protocol. Fusion reaction in T-minus 3, 2, 1.
Fusion! You don't know the power.
The math is unfundable.
Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
The mothership.
And what's it gonna do?
Everybody excited.
Oh, hell yeah.
Give my creation! Fusion.
Get ready to rumble.
Fusion.
Gotta do a huge shout out to Cool Sheet. That song just hits.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to our EMP Money live stream. We are back after a week off for the holidays, and man, what an AMA we have ahead of us today. All the stars are aligning. Everything that we've been building, everything is coming together. Bitcoin over 100K, over 103K, really. We had a major pullback just before the stream started, but I think we wicked down to 90K and we're already bouncing back again. So markets are incredible. Fusion is absolutely on fire, and we have some mega alpha to drop today. So this is going to be one for the record books. But before we get into all that, first of all, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And secondly, let me welcome my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Hey guys, good to see everybody.
Yeah, 100%. I know LA and I have been trading back the crypto cough. She was sick last week, I'm sick this week, but hopefully we can get through all this over the next few minutes, an hour. Try to keep it around an hour, but if I have a cough attack, LA, you're gonna have to take over. But there's a lot to get excited about. Just unbelievable momentum. Record sacrifices. The market is on fire. Again, breaking all-time high with Bitcoin. That's always going to be the leading indicator. And now I think if we can hold around the 100K level, this entire year will be super bullish. So I think, again, pullbacks are always expected. I think we see the real all-time high at a minimum of 120K. So we have plenty of room to run. And honestly, now Ethereum and alts are starting to wake up. We saw a big dip on Bitcoin a few hours ago, and ETH barely even moved. So that is so bullish. BNB is also a major catalyst this week. Over almost $800 BNB, which has been great for the eShare price. Remember, with our liquidity bonding on both eShare to BNB and EMP to ETH, we're seeing amazing results even with less buying pressure. So that's super, super, uh, promising for the future. And, you know, our magic number is 4,000 to 1, which puts EMP at $1 when ETH is 4,000. We're almost there. So again, the flywheel is spinning up, the community on fire. Everything has been just absolutely incredible. So, LA, before we get into our notes for the day, anything you want to add to that? Again, it's happening. Like I said in the title, we're back, baby.
Yeah, excitement's at an all-time high. I mean, not only has the market been on fire, but the EMP community is absolutely on fire. It's not just this past week. It's been for over a month now. We've been working so incredibly well together. It just keeps getting better. And every week there's even better stats, which we'll go over today. But we're very excited to see everything heading in the right direction.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is what we have all worked for. I know that it is we always want things to happen immediately, but the foundation has been set, and now we're really starting to see things come together. So, like Ellie said, record-breaking sacrifices continue. We'll show the stats here in 1 minute, for sure. But on top of all that, we are in the final stages of sunsetting legacy contracts. I know that we had talked about that on multiple AMAs. We'll have a full breakdown of giving credit for those that are in the Detonator, Defender, Sentinel NFTs, nodes, and Detonator and Reactor. So those five are what we're looking at. It'll be a fair market value based on what you've already claimed out of those, and giving you credit into Fusion as if we were at PEG. So again, it won't dilute all the people that are in Fusion as much by doing it that way. So we will have the actual breakdowns shortly. Hopefully by the end of the month, we'll be able to do that. We are in a holding pattern a little bit because it's really important that we have DexSwap up and ready before we do that migration. Again, that's some other alpha we'll get into at the end. We're really close with our BSC DEX, and that's bullish because it allows us to have a multi-chain solution and keep all the fees and also get rid of the MEV bots that have been really hurting entry into eShare especially. So all of that is super, super bullish. And again, it'll allow us to get rid of the games and really focus on the true DeFi. So we're really excited for that. And yeah, we'll have a full breakdown. The power up NFTs, they will not be migrated. They've still been paying really well. If you have power ups on Ethereum mainnet, we do distributions once a month now. But when those distributions go through, they pay pretty well, and that's just based on the health of the ecosystem. So as Peg recovers, those should get even better. Again, not financial advice, but those are ones that will not be included because they're still paying in actual ETH. So, Ellie, you want to talk a little bit about hitting supply shock? I know we'll talk more about it too at the end when I pull up the stats. But this has been an unbelievable day with a record amount of sacrificing.
Yes. So we're getting closer and closer. If you take a look at that, let me pull it up so I'm looking at it. But if you look at the supply shock diagram on the dashboard tab of the Fusion Watch site, it basically says that at 50%, supply shock begins, EMP becomes scarcer, and PEG recovery gets easier. And above 50% is strong supply shock. EMP is hard to find, driving up its value and helping the PEG recover. We're over 47% of the way there. So we're so close to that 50% mark. And the key things to pay attention to are the circulating supply and the liquidity pool. And we're getting closer and closer to having that circulating supply dip below the liquidity pool. And when that happens, we're going to be in for some very, very exciting times. So We're really along for this ride with you guys. It's so nice seeing our microgrid values are rising. PEG is rising steadily. E-share price is rising. We're headed in the right direction. And I think AJ is going to talk about it a bit, but we had an absolutely massive sacrifice today. One of our longtime supporters just breaking records all over the place with an insane sacrifice.
Yeah, 100% LA. So before we get into the actual stats, I wanted to pull this up as well. Again, I'm not a big charting guy, but we have this historical trend line on EMP that has been holding really strong, and now we've just broken out of a key resistance level. So I think again, in terms of charting and the actual again math that is behind this, PEG is recovering slowly but surely with the price of ETH going up. Obviously, that drags the price up with it, but you can see the results on the chart as well. And again, we may see some pullbacks. That's all natural, but it's looking really good. And with the price of ETH going up, we're still we have 104, $1.4 million of liquidity on EMP, which is just crazy, and still below a $10 million market cap. So things are really attractive, especially when we do see interest come back into the alts. A lot of people that are just looking at the chart would be interested in the growth without even knowing about EMP, which is really really bullish. And same with eShare. Let me pull this up. So again, we've stayed above that $6 mark for a long time now. I think that was the true floor. And with BNB on the rise and more use case, we're gonna see eShare perform well as well. I mean, again, a little flatter, but still super promising. And the liquidity has been purposely low on eShare just to control profit taking early, but as we recover PEG and we can put more momentum into batteries and payouts, then we're able to increase that liquidity and do it on our own decks where we're not running into any kind of bots or MEV attacks. So really, really encouraging. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the stats as well.
Did
All
you
right.
want to touch on, before we go through the stats, did you want to touch on that massive sacrifice from today?
Yeah, 100%. So as a lot of you know, we've been offering an OTC of EMP. Obviously, it's a double-edged sword. The OTC is really powerful because we can put that ETH that we get for EMP directly to work. It's a little bit of a bummer because it's not buying pressure on the chart, but that is still going right into our treasury. And we've been generating incredible yield through Dex Vaults, which again, we'll talk a lot about that in a minute here. But that eventually will be used to buy back PEG over time. So it gives us a lot more control. So again, and now from here on out, we are not doing any more OTC deals. So this was something, again, a longtime supporter did a hero move of, about 380,000 EMP. And that is officially the last OTC that we'll do. And the only reason we did it is because it went right into Fusion. So there was no risk of them, dumping it on the market. And the treasury grew by, 50 grand. So really, really powerful. And again, not only are we able to yield on that now, but we can use that to help buy back PEG slowly. So, and again, this isn't an overnight thing. We did update the math because of that on the Moon Challenge. So it's not a bait and switch, but it does affect it a little bit because it's not market buying pressure. But now the $3 million goal, I mean, we'll be there next week at this rate. It's crazy the amount that that you guys as a community, guys and gals, have just been really getting behind this. And again, the supply shock is what matters. when there is no more EMP to be dumped, all of that value goes into microgrids, and you're able to then take profit, and yield in a much more safe manner for sure. So really exciting stuff. I mean,
Yes.
LA, look, we're
I know when I saw that earlier, I was like 0.63 points. Holy cow, it's not even showing in hundreds of thousands because it's so sure we're gonna hit 1 million this week.
yeah, totally. And I'll pull up some more
Oh,
stats. I know you were going over this too. I mean, look at we within 1 month we've sacrificed 1.6 million EMP. And it's just incredible to me. We'll be at 2 million in no time. So again, the more buying off the market and the more sacrificing, we are 100% hyper deflationary now. And once the flywheel kicks in from the revenue streams, and we do hit that moon challenge, that is when we start seeing EMP going up and to the right for sure. So awesome stuff. All right, what else do we have in our notes? Go ahead.
love it. So let's talk about some stats. And this was as of earlier, so maybe I'm gonna have to just look at AJ's screen to um
Yeah, we're moving so
update it
fast. Our
because
our
I
notes
made
are out
these.
of date.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know because I made these notes this morning. But let's see here. So we have had a whopping 785,000 EMP sacrificed in the last week. 1.66 million in the last month and 2.67 million in the last 3 months. Just insane. As of this morning, there was only a 490K EMP difference between the circulating supply and the liquidity pool. So if you've got EMP you've been holding on to that you still haven't sacrificed, now's your time. Because if we continue working together as this super powerful community we are, we'll bridge that gap in no time. We've surpassed
100%.
our community challenges 4 weeks in a row, and we keep upping them and we keep surpassing them. So we're going to continue upping them. And just a huge shout out to Grover and John for continuing to innovate and come up with even more ways for the community to work together and win. It's just so powerful and so amazing.
Yeah, I could not agree more. Again, the effort of this leaderboard from the community, again, even outside of what we're building, because we just been so busy. And again, we'll get to that mega alpha here for those that stick around on what we have coming. But the fact that Grover and John really ran with this, community members, unsolicited, purely on donations, we've taken care of them outside of that now just because of the results that we're seeing. But that being said, it's been an amazing effort from them, and the again, it just blows my mind that a stats page like this can have such an impact and really illustrate to all of you what we've been saying about the stats. I mean, we say it in the intro every single time. The math is unfuddable, and we're not just coming on here and making up numbers. This is actual on-chain data of, where the EMP is going, and, it's immutable. I mean, once it's sacrificed, that's it. There is no more EMP, and that value is transferred right into the microgrid. So, it's all coming together exactly how we had planned. And, again, 2025 is just gonna be absolutely insane, as this continues. So, and then I did want to talk a little bit about the leaderboards. Not only do we still have the top guns, but we also implemented the superstars where this is tracked over a month. So we're giving away again, what is that? Another 18,000 EMP every month for the top gainers. So even though there was a runaway, sacrifice for this week, and obviously those wallets are at the top. You still have plenty of time to gain on those for even more rewards. So again, we're doing everything in our power to incentivize you to sacrifice. And like Ella said, ultimately, it's the best is to buy EMP off the market and sacrifice, but the second best is sacrificing some of that EMP that you may be holding on to, for a rainy day or when we start to recover. But again, you can still realize that value in your microgrid, and this number down here is really, oh, hang on, this number down here, right here, is the most important. So this number, in theory, will only be less and less and less. So as the flywheel starts, you're getting nowhere near a 7x. You get a 6x and then a 4x and then a 2x and then boom, we're at peg. So just again, if you are holding on to EMP, be careful on this number because the longer you wait, the less bonus you get. And that is again by design to encourage the FOMO for sure. And the value. I mean, again, those that believe in fusion for the long term and sacrifice early get the most rewards, and that's how it should be. So, all right, awesome. Go ahead, Ellie. Anything else on stats?
Whoops, I think that's it for stats, but we can move on to our next bullish section for sure.
All right, awesome. Let me go ahead and go back to the notes. Bear with me 1 second.
We were going to talk about the DexFi Vaults with our new features. So I can go over that if you like.
All right, yeah, while you go over that, and then I'll pull it up on the screen. Let me switch over. Hang on 1 sec.
So
All right, yeah, go ahead.
this news is as of a few weeks ago, but we just wanted to remind everyone because the vaults are absolutely killing it right now. And so the new V4 DexFi Vaults bring a complete overhaul of our platform packed with upgrades to make your DeFi journey better than ever. The star of the show is the revolutionary AILM, this proprietary automatic liquidity management system trained on AI data to automatically predict the optimal LP ranges to increase yield and reduce the risk of impermanent loss. Imagine pushing 1% daily in real yield on blue chips with high volume. The potential is just mind-blowing. There's also a brand new identity. You can find our brand new home at dexfi.com. And there's just an overall much improved experience. It's clean, simple design with easier navigation, advanced filtering, and a save vault feature to track your favorites. They're also much smarter vaults. The AI liquidity management automates V3 liquidity positions for optimal results. It creates custom strategies with manual settings. New tools like advanced metrics and routing info are coming soon too. So there's also upgraded features, free zap-in for easy entry into vaults, enhanced filters to explore thousands of options, detailed vault pages to make informed decisions. So definitely a incredible experience over on Dex Vaults. I'm super bullish on them. I've been tinkering around with it for a while now and kind of adjusting things now that the new systems are up. And I'm very bullish. I've been addicted to kind of staring at my profit all day long.
Yeah, no doubt, Ella. That was a really great overview. And Jake and I and Ella are going to do an AMA train starting up shortly about all this. But I cannot even begin to echo what Ella said on how incredibly bullish I am on these DexFi Vaults. So we've been in beta for about 2 months now, and open beta where, again, this V4 release, and the results are just absolutely insane. So we're going to do a full overview on the vaults, but I just want to make some key highlights on what LA said. So first of all, we've grown the TVL by about $1 million. When I 2 months ago, we were at about a 3 million TVL. Now we're at almost a 4 million TVL. And my personal goal is to get that to 30 million TVL. So 10x from here, and all the revenue that comes from that funneling into GDEX and EMP is just going to be absolutely massive. So again, I know a lot of you already loaded up for EMP, but don't sleep on GDEX as well, which is the native token for DexFi on Arbitrum. Again, those two are the flagship tokens for Vaults. So vault revenue at least. But I want to show. So LA mentioned, this AILM. So the AILM is a very unique proprietary system that actually automatically uses AI tech to manage your LP position. So typically, when it's very complicated and time consuming to provide your own concentrated liquidity, and you have to be really careful of impermanent loss because if you don't monitor your position, if it swings one side to another, you can really get hurt and lose more money than what you would have had just holding the tokens. However, with AILM, it automatically adjusts for an optimal range so that you don't have to do that manually, and you share in the fees that it takes to rebalance that position through the entire vault. So, and then not only on top of that, you're able to automatically take profit in an ETF that protects your impermanent loss because even if you're losing on the value of the LP, as long as you're consistently taking profit outside of that LP, which again, providing liquidity on your own, it only is able to compound. You're not able to specify a certain percentage of the fees going to profit. That is a game changer. And we've seen just some incredible yield, and this is no bullshit number. So let me just show you one to be. So we'll do it by the top one. This is a 7.5% daily yield, and this is real yield. It sounds too good to be true, but the reason is there's only about $2 million of liquidity on Simi, and they're doing about 10 to 20 million dollars a day in volume. So with that amount of liquidity and that amount of volume, it generates massive, massive yield. And again, this is actual fees that you're earning by providing liquidity. So, obviously you're going to get hit with some impermanent loss. The token itself is very volatile. So if the token goes down, you're still going to potentially lose. But with a 7.5% daily yield, which again is numbers that are unheard of, you only need to be in for a couple of days and have that profit taking to be able to come out ahead. So again, this is an extreme example. So I would definitely say be super careful and cautious. But let me just show you some blue chips really quick as well. Hang on. All right, this one down here is one more. Hang on. So this one is very, very powerful as well. This is the BTC ETH pair. So you're providing half Ethereum, half Bitcoin, and you're getting about 0.4% daily on this alone. So again, still understand that there is risk of impermanent loss, but this is an example of almost a 0.5% daily on blue chips, on ETH and Bitcoin. I mean, where else are you going to see returns like this? The answer is nowhere. So the vaults are just incredible, and we're working on a ton of stuff behind the scenes with AI agents, additional tokens, launching additional ways to earn, and ultimately adoption. Because I think Beefy and Balancer, which again, our vaults are a combination of both. Their TVL is in the hundreds of millions. So if we can get just a fraction of that over here, it's amazing for everybody. And honestly, you earn way more through this AILM than you do with Beefy or any of the other AILMs that are out there. There's only about 2 or 3 others, but we've been outperforming all of them by a minimum of 10%. So again, the tech is so incredible, and we are utilizing it on our own. And last but not least, which we'll get into, I think, in the notes too. But if you're overwhelmed by all this, we still have the private opportunity with the Yield Consortium. So again, the minimum is $1,000 because we can't manage hundreds and hundreds of wallets. But eventually, we're hoping to make that a public uh, protocol and fully decentralized. So when that happens, there'll be an easy button for this, and we have some really cool ideas around that, including again some more alpha, a potential launch pad. So I'll drop this little alpha, um, and I'll let you guys speculate. Hang on. Here you go, Dex.Fun. So, DexFi.Fun. I'll let you all speculate on what you think that might be. But utilizing the vaults and potential token launching, we have some incredible stuff that we've been working on. So, and all this is set to be, ready hopefully early next year. And anything I say is subject to change. So please understand it's not a promise. But the amount of amazing things in the background are going to do wonders for our revenue. So again, super duper alpha for everybody. But all right, LA, you want to elaborate on any of that? Oh, you there, LA? Oh, we lost her. I got to add her back in. Hang on.
I was
Hey,
chatting
there she
away.
is.
I was chatting away and no one could hear me.
All right, you're
Oh,
back. So yeah, you want to add to that? Sorry, LA. Go ahead.
yeah. So I just wanted to add a few more details for the Yield Consortium. We've obviously been offering this for the last few months, and things are really heating up. We've been testing optimized LP providing through the Dex Vaults and are seeing incredible results. This is the exact strategy we've been using with our own treasury management. So it's a private investment deal available for those interested. Our goal is a variable return of around 10% monthly. And the best part is you can deposit or withdraw anytime. We've surpassed the 10% so far 2 months in a row, but the aim is approximately 10% per month. It's managed directly by AJ with little counterparty risk. There's $1,000 minimum to start, no maximum limit. And so if that's something you're wanting to get in on, message AJ directly on Telegram through a DM if you are looking to get in. He will never randomly DM you. And the best way to find his name to make sure it's the real him is to click on one of his pinned messages.
Perfect. Yeah, 100%. And again, that's kind of the easy button, for lack of a better word, on the vaults. I mean, we use a bunch of our own strategies. We diversify over, blue chips and higher risk. And like Ella said, the goal is 10% monthly. And the last 2 months, we've done 12 and 11. So again, just really amazing results. And it helps the TVL and the vaults. It helps us again generate fees. It helps us generate revenue back to EMP and GDEX. So it's a win-win for everybody for sure. Cool. All right. What else is on the notes, LA? I know we have some questions rolling in too. I'm going to go through them all. So if you have questions, please feel free to type them in the chat as well. And I think we triggered the algorithm because we have 135 viewers tonight.
Incredible.
Record-breaking number. So shout out to all of you on X and on YouTube. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And stick around as we drop more and more alpha going into the rest of this AMA. 30 minutes in, and we're on fire. I've never, again, I know I say this sometimes, but I've never ever been as excited for what we have planned for 2025. The next 3 or 4 months are going to be just absolutely insanity for our ecosystems. Again, when I say EMP, please understand that also includes, all of our other protocols as well. So.
Yes. And if you're watching from Twitter right now, please go ahead and press that retweet button as you hear this. Let's blast it out in as far and wide as we can so we can continue to grow this amazing ecosystem.
For sure. I love it. So, all right, you want to talk a little bit about DexSwap?
Yeah, so DexSwap, our multi-chain Dex, is the next major rollout. First, we'll be launching on BNB with PLS, Manta, Base, and Arbitrum networks to follow. Our vault system now offers a range of new options with some blue chip vaults producing up to 1% daily in real yield, like we just covered, thanks to our AILM systems. And so it's a great time to get into DexSwap. We plan to up our TVL in the vault 10x over the next couple quarters, and we're going to be doing a lot of promoting of it. But we're
For
off
sure.
to a great start with it steadily increasing right now as more and more people find out about it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And so again, just to give a little bit more of the background, DexSwap is the next focus. So we have hopefully we'll be able to launch it by the end of the year. Again, don't take that as gospel. Uh, Coding is hard, but all the smart contracts are done. We have some UI work and front end work to be done, but we really have to wait before we do any sort of additional migrations or bridging solutions or anything until DexSwap is live, because now that we're consolidating everything under one multi-chain Dex, that is the infrastructure we need first and foremost. Now, that being said, it's super bullish because now we're able to support eventually the top 10 chains. I mean, again, EVM to start, Sol and Sui are a little bit different, but for sure, BSC, Arbitrum, basically anywhere you see the vaults will be where we're putting the Dex, and then growing out from there. But I know this also comes in with Sparkswap, so obviously we haven't given up on Sparkswap. Everything is business as usual over there. Just we will be converting your Spark into DexSwap. So if you're in the Sparkler, or if you're on Manta and Cedo Swap, those 404s, any of the yield bearing positions in the DEXs will be given credit in the new DexSwap token. So you're getting an incredible value out of that, and then it'll allow us to consolidate everything under one roof. Uh, and that is really bullish because not only is it easier to manage socials and having one UI for everything, but it will also be fully V3 with even V4 technology, and all of our AILM vaults will be living on those our own decks as well. So we're essentially able to create revenue two ways: one from the Dex volume and one from the vault volume. So it's just again a win-win for everybody. And rather than giving money to PancakeSwap or Uniswap, we keep it in the ecosystem, and that ultimately means money in your pocket. So that again is just so bullish for what we're building. And so don't panic. We'll have a full rollout plan. Continue to farm on both of those Sparkswap and Manta as usual. And then we'll have info on the rollout plan. But the MVP will be on BSC. We will be having EMP and eShare be probably the first two tokens on DexSwap, and then we'll go out from there. So anything you want to add to that, LA? I know it's a lot of info.
Yeah, so just to say that there's still some great earning happening on the farms on Sparkswap right now, and there's absolutely nothing you need to do. In the meantime, you can continue earning, and when the time comes, there'll be a migration that you'll carry out with us to move your Sparkswap positions over to DexSwap.
Yep, and again, we've done many migrations in the past. It's super simple and straightforward, and everybody will get fair market value. Especially, I mean, if you've been in Sparkler or any of the 404s that have been continually supporting, we are going to give a heavier weighted average to those that we're playing by the optimal strategy. So again, it takes a lot of math to make sure that we get it right. So, again, the MVP of DexSwap hopefully within a month, and then the eventual migration of Cedo and Spark will be a month or two after that. But again, the quarter one of 2025 is just going to be bananas. It'll be just like it was a year ago, where we were launching something new like every week. So again, the mega alpha is, invest in teams, not necessarily projects, because we have so much shit in the pipeline that will directly affect your bags. That is so bullish. So cool. All right.
Love
All right,
it.
LA.
And
Yeah. Go ahead. You want
and
to drop some alpha on HvM now too, huh?
yeah, and I just was gonna say before we move on,
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
you can't access the perpetuals right now, but they will be back up and running eventually once we have launched DexSwap. So that's something else exciting to look forward to.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and again, I mean, in terms of Pulse, that ecosystem has been on fire as well. So, when you account for, the liquidity bonding to Spark, MPLS, and farming, over the last year, I know a lot of people are up dramatically, in that as well. So, Pulse is on fire, and hopefully all of you are taking advantage of that for sure.
Love it. Yes, so we're going to move on to some big alpha surrounding HvM. We do have a full HvM AMA coming up next at 8:30 p.m., but we did want to let you all in on the details of our ambassador program. This is ultra exclusive because it's ultra rewarding. It's kind of insane what we're giving away to ambassadors, and those that are performing the most and the most dedicated and committed stand a chance to earn far more even than what I'm going to list below. If you're a part of our EMP VIP program or have ever wanted to be, this ambassador program is our HvM VIP program. And so the only difference is that it's much more exclusive. You'll receive rare and ambassador program exclusive rewards for being a part of it. We're talking early alpha and entry into new opportunities, exclusive in-game items and NFTs, carnival tickets every month, a private chat. You will have full access to the HvM team, and you'll be first to hear about new exciting updates. And those that are the most highly committed and excited about helping us grow our community are going to be the ones that are chosen to be a part of this. So this is only reserved for the most loyal, committed members of the community who are eager and excited to help us grow. If that's you, I would highly suggest applying right away because we've had a ton of applications and we'll be making our choices very soon and beginning to roll this out. And so we are only going to pick a small handful of people based on the applications. And yeah, basically just get yours in as soon as possible so that we can put you in the running.
I love it.
I
Yeah, absolutely.
link in the
Oh, yeah.
comments, and so you'll have it there.
Perfect. Yep. Link in Ollie on X and in YouTube. And yeah, we'll have a full breakdown of this on the HvM AMA in about half an hour. So join us over there. Afterwards, we have a bunch of alpha even on that one as well. Obviously, we'd like to see the token price doing better on HvM on GG rather, but we have a ton of stuff that is in the pipeline to help that, and again, some more alpha even beyond the ambassador program. So definitely take advantage of that. I know a lot of you, again, that join the EMP AMAs are super involved in our VIP program in EMP. This is, again, the same sort of VIP program, if not even more lucrative in terms of what you get as rewards for HvM. So please consider applying, and it will be worth your time to help us grow from within. So super excited for that. And yeah, I want to just wrap it up, and then we'll take some questions with additional income streams. So again, we've said this all along that Fusion and EMP survive on the real yield, and this is what makes our protocol different. Zero inflation all based on what we build, generating revenue to support our ecosystem. And again, what we outlined today is literally 3 or 4 additional revenue streams. So every single month, it feels like we're adding more and more revenue streams, which again will pay higher APR, get us to peg, and help us stay at peg, all along with the reduced supply. It's a buy and burn on steroids. So it's so promising, and those that have been patient while we built out these revenue streams are gonna get rewarded the most. So, like I had mentioned earlier, we're looking at a launch pad. We're working with an AI agent on a trading AI software that will hopefully perform better than most human traders. That will be its own ecosystem that we'll be able to announce. The Yield Consortium, again, will hopefully be a public rollout. And based on what I showed with that DexFi.fun, we're also moving into the meme culture. So, but something very different. Again, no more pump and dumps, no more, pure inflation. Again, a Dex.fun allows us to be actually sustainable in memes, which again is just insane. So, those 3 things alone can be, another, who knows, hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue over the long run. So we're almost there. Everybody that's been patient will be very happy, and we're on the cutting edge of all this technology. AI agents are the new narrative. We've seen massive growth in that sector, and it's only been about 3 weeks, so we're ahead of the curve on that. And that will also play into the marketing too. Getting, a lot more automated posts about our projects and products will be super powerful for our growth. So again, I couldn't say more. I know I'm a little under the weather, but I'm so excited for all this. I just can't believe where we are. And this year, 2025, is just going to be absolutely massive. So yeah, LA, again, you want to add to that before we take some questions?
I'm just so excited for all of this to come to fruition, and it's just been amazing to see how excited and supportive the community is. And it's just proof in the pudding. When we all work together, we reach our goals and the results we're after so much faster. And so we just have to keep going at it, and we're going to get to where we want to be very soon.
Yeah, 100%. Again, not no expectation of the profit of work from others, but we, have been putting in the effort for our own bags, and I think that this will really come together. And again, the numbers don't lie. Between what's been sacrificed, the actual peg and EMP and ETH recovering, and then eventually when we have all of these revenue streams in place, we will have a page on the website that will outline where the revenue is coming from. I mean, we're all about trying to be as transparent as possible. It's just we have to have the infrastructure to be able to show that before we can show it. So yeah, that is also part of the plan. And again, you can count on that revenue coming in every single day to the ecosystem. So cool.
Love
All
it.
right, you want to take some questions?
Yes. Now, you already went over this, but I'm assuming this person missed the first part of the AMA. Can you just briefly touch on what is the plan for Detonator / DOS contracts?
Yeah, 100%. So I'm on the same question. So yeah, I mean, again, I think that, and I don't want this to come across as being on a soapbox again, but we've been really transparent with Detonator. I think there's this false, understanding that there was some sort of promise in Detonator. We have said from day one that Detonator is a game. It's not an annuity, it's not a CD, it's a financial game. And so in a game, there are winners and there are losers. And, it says you have our LP locked for over 2 years. I don't have anybody's LP locked for any amount of time. It is your decision to go into these contracts. And, I didn't build it. I mean, we're here building a protocol, but everything is decentralized and on chain, and nobody, had you press the buttons to get into it. So there is some personal accountability that needs to happen with these. And rather than just screwing everybody, and abandoning development, we are looking into giving some sort of credit based on the amount that you've deposited and the amount that you've been able to withdraw or compound over the last 2 years. So it will be a variation of that. You absolutely will not be getting, the 400% or 365 max payout. Again, that is a max payout, not a guarantee. So it will be much less than that, but it will be enough that it allows you to earn in Fusion. And if you're not happy, you'll be able to sell your position to somebody else. So it's a win-win for everybody. And those that don't want to participate anymore will have a way to get out. So yeah, LA, do you want to add to that at all? I don't know.
I do. I think there's a misconception, or people just aren't choosing to look at it. But the LPs that are deposited into Detonator stay within Detonator. They're never touched by the team. We don't have access to them. We don't do anything to them. And so the claims have been happening more often than the compounds by the majority of users. And if you're someone who's always only compounded, that's awesome. You did what was healthy for the ecosystem, but we've always encouraged a healthy claim to compound ratio. And if the pool balance goes down in Detonator, what it means is the individual users are claiming. And so none of that is going into our pockets. None of that is going to the treasury to yield on. That's going into the individual users' pockets. And so if that money goes down, we can't magically create it out of nowhere to then give everyone their deposits back. It just doesn't work that way. It was a game from the beginning.
Totally.
But we are a very transparent and trustworthy team. And so we're working hard behind the scenes to help make it as good as possible for those that have been in EMP for the long term. And that's something we're doing out of the goodness of our hearts, because I promise you that when I was in Animal Farm and all these other types of protocols, once the money dried up, that was it. And it happened very quickly. I mean, by the time my 7-week unlocked in that protocol, there was enough to claim one time and the money was gone, far below what I put in. And I mean, it's not like you've seen any other protocol credit users or come up with plans to help the users that got left behind. So this
For
is
sure.
something that is very unique to us that we're doing just because we care about our community so much. But in these type of ROI contracts, these games, there are winners and losers. And unfortunately, the pool balances have gone down while we've been fighting through the bear market, but we are on to better things, and we are working to credit everyone, in a certain way, which I don't have the details on today, to, improve their experience within the ecosystem.
Yeah, 100%. And again, I think, again, like, we have nothing to hide. We have 2.5 years of videos. I mean, please go back and listen to all the Detonator videos. You will hear that everything that we're saying, even then, it was never a guarantee. It was a game. It was something you did on your own. And like Ella said, the LP is all part of the same LP of EMP as a whole. So that LP actually, even though, yes, it's locked in Detonator, if people are selling into the LP outside of Detonator, it still affects it. And, honestly, it was one of the reasons why we were so successful in the beginning. So you may have lost in Detonator, but you had a lot more prolonged success in the boardroom printing when we had the original version of the inflationary EMP. So, you have to really take everything into account. And again, like if you went all in Detonator and didn't build positions in the farms or diversify elsewhere, that is not an EMP problem. That is a you problem. And we were extremely transparent about that and have been for 2.5 years. So now it's about getting rid of the drama, moving on from those contracts, focusing on real yield and true DeFi with zero inflation and making it right the best that we can, not because we have to, but because we want to. So again, I just want to make that extremely clear to everybody, and we can move forward into an amazing protocol that will never have to deal with that again, because Fusion is a completely different economic structure. So
Yeah, and I
cool.
just want to add that this is why Fusion was created, and this is why Fusion is so powerful, because never again can someone else's actions negatively impact you. When we get to PEG, it will be easy to stay there because all of the EMP will be within Fusion. And so the actions of one short-sighted person are no longer going to affect the results of all of the long-term thinkers, and that is the beauty of Fusion. And so I want to say, don't get so caught up on focusing on something that you believe is holding you back when you could be focused on what could propel you forwards immensely.
Yeah, no doubt, and that's a really great point. Again, we could do a whole AMA on that alone, but the opportunities that we have given and the education that we have given over the last, again, 3 years with zero exploits, never having anybody rugged, never having anybody, wake up to having their wallets hacked through the actual protocol. I mean, that amount of value there is unprecedented. I mean, again, Dex Finance and EMP are literally the only two protocols that I know of that have never been hacked, never been exploited, and have survived over the worst bear market we've experienced. And now we're here in the bull capitalizing on all those opportunities. I mean, one of the posts I made a few months ago about X token on Pulse. I mean, had you just put a couple of $100 in that, it's up like 1,000% over the last 2 months. So there's just so many things. I think people get, blindsided or sidetracked. But if you actually invest in your investment, you can have amazing success throughout everything that we're doing. So again, not financial advice, and nobody is telling you what to do. Everything that you get involved in is your own decision. So all right, cool. All right, so I just want to clarify this really quick. Yeah, I mean, we're still going to see volatility in EMP. PEG and the price of EMP is determined by buying and selling and the price of ETH. So if there's no zero buying and selling, but ETH goes down, then EMP will go down, and vice versa. If there's zero buying and selling, but ETH goes up, EMP will go up, and the opposite is true, that if ETH stays the same, but there's normal buying and selling, then the price will go up and down. So there's a lot of factors that determine, the actual, price. But what you do want to look at is the sacrifice multiplier that I've showed on Fusion Watch, because when the price does go down, then that would be a really great time to sacrifice to get a little bit more bonus on your sack points. So that's all part of the gamification within Fusion. So even though the economics of Fusion are very solid and based on math, there is still some gamification with how you can minimize or maximize your profits.
Well said. Awesome.
Cool.
Let's
All
see
right.
what else we've got here.
Yeah, Grover says in terms of the vaults, the higher the APR, the higher the risk. that is usually true. So again, just make sure you're managing your expectations on the Dex vaults and diversifying into a bunch of different vaults to spread it out.
Absolutely. Just a reminder, we did go over this part at the beginning, but we will recap this with the Moon Challenge. We did increase the Moon Challenge by 500K EMP. Reason being because today's massive deposit was from an OTC deal, which means it didn't have an effect on the peg, but it did have an effect on taking some more of the EMP off the table. That being said, it did affect the percentages with the Moon Challenge slightly, and it wasn't quite accurate anymore. And so we adjusted it and added an extra 500,000 EMP to the challenge because that will be a much more accurate depiction of when we'll begin to hit supply shock.
Yeah, great. Well said. And two, I just want to give some, context to the Moon Challenge as well. So yes, I mean, we have talked about this flywheel where, once things really start hitting supply shock at that 2.5, 3 million number, that is when things kick off. But again, it's not an overnight thing. It's not like once we hit 2.5 million, in Moon Challenge, then we're at peg tomorrow. So please have that expectation. What it does mean is that is when the supply shock really has an effect. So we can then, reduce the liquidity. We can go through the migration. We can use all the yield that we've been harvesting to support peg. That's when we really start seeing things kick into place. So just again, it's not an overnight success. And that number is very fluid. It may take 4 million EMP sacrifice, but the whole point is that we're making incredible headway, and the fact that we have made so much headway in getting rid of another 10% of the entire supply just from that Moon Challenge, roughly, is just incredible. So again, just look at the bigger picture for sure.
Love it. Okay. We already kind of covered that one. Did you want to go further into that?
Yeah, so DexSwap being on PulseChain, absolutely. I mean, that is going to be one of our flagship rollouts. So BSC is the MVP, but Manta and Pulse will be the next two. And yes, we will be one of the only V3 concentrated liquidity dexes on Pulse. And we've been seeing a ton more volume on Pulse as well. So, if you've been building positions in Sparkler, you're going to be really happy over the next few months because Pulse is really starting to wake up with ETH going up and Richard Hart having massive exposure to ETH. All of that is so bullish because, it's basically a leverage play on ETH, which we're all bullish on anyway. So we have major plans for Pulse. That will still be, a home base for us, for sure.
Absolutely. And what will happen to the farms in Sparkswap?
Yeah, so again, that will be something that we are able to convert, Joe. The short answer is they will essentially go away, but that doesn't mean that you can't withdraw your LP. You just will be earning differently. So right now, if you're in a farm in Sparkswap, you're earning Spark through inflation. But obviously, we know that that hurts the price and is not a long-term solution. We've said that all along that within a year, which we're just around a year now, we were going to get away from the inflation. So you would have that same farm, but it would just be a concentrated liquidity position. So again, that's why the AILM is so cool, because it will be able to convert your LP position into a concentrated liquidity position, and then you're able to earn the real yield fees rather than the inflation, and just having more Spark. So again, it may be a little bit less, but it's a lot healthier for the ecosystem. And the Spark that you've earned, you get in the DEX token, which will be non-inflationary, and part of the proceeds from the DEX will go to support that. So you're basically getting 2 revenue streams out of 1 when we migrate.
Love it.
Totally.
Here's a great comment from Grover. EMP survived the bear, built through the bear, and gonna boom in the bull. Love it.
Yeah, 100%, Grover. Shout out to you and all the hard work behind the scenes, for sure. And shout out to everybody. We have almost 200 viewers tonight, so please
Incredible.
make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We do these AMAs every once a week. It's been a really great format, and we try to keep it about an hour, but we're super available to answer anything you may have, and it's a sign that the interest is coming back into crypto. Hopefully there's some new viewers out there.
Mhm.
We love to see you, and we're here to help you on your DeFi journey for sure.
Mhm. Here's a fun suggestion from Jacques. I would like to do a man versus IA trading competition if you could allow it.
I love it. Yeah,
Love it.
so yeah, we are. We're working on, like I said, some AI agents to do some automatic trading. But yeah, maybe we can do some sort of competition when the perpetuals are back up that puts, users against the AI and see who wins. I love that idea. And yeah, perpetuals will be coming back. Again, the only reason they're on pause is because we're migrating, but early Q2 or late Q1, perpetuals will be back, and there'll be multi-chain perpetuals. So again, you'll be able to trade Bitcoin, ETH, all the blue chips, no matter what chain you're on.
Yes. And then there's a question about Detonator and seeing your claimed versus compounded rewards. So all you have to do on Detonator page is in the you've earned section, there's a little I, and if you hover your mouse over it, you can see total compounded versus total claimed, as well as winnings, referral rewards, and total burst rewards.
Yep, 100%.
All right.
Yeah, we mentioned it's a little bit mega buddy. I mean, again, the LP is the same. So I would beg to differ that, it wasn't dramatically different. There was still a lot of people claiming, rewards much more than compounding in Detonator. And ultimately that also, fueled the decline. But yeah, I mean, as ETH and EMP went down, I mean, we launched Detonator at the end of the last bull market. So, to be able to even have the protocol survive, period, over the bear, while everything was down 95%, is a testament to how good it really was. I mean, even though it failed, for some people, it still was extremely powerful.
Agreed. Grover has some really great points here. Selling your Fusion microgrid or a part of your microgrid, it has no effect on the price of EMP or SAC or how many SAC points. And so it is never going to negatively affect PEG when someone sells their microgrid. That is part of the beauty of Fusion and why it is truly built for the people, for especially the people with long-term mindsets.
Yeah, totally. I mean,
then-
again, he said it perfectly well, and so did you, Ellie. I mean, that is the whole point. And again, we say, yes, you are getting quote unquote dashboard money or unrealized gains, but as we continue to recover PEG, the only way to get into Fusion is buying a microgrid from someone else. And if there are no buyers, the treasury will buy microgrids because ultimately, just like with a stock buyback in traditional finance, if we're able to buy back our own SAC points, that is less rewards that we pay out to
Mhm.
less users, which will automatically increase the APR to everybody else that is still in. So again, the economic model is bulletproof as long as we have revenue coming in, and we do. So that is that is easy as it gets.
Absolutely. And then he says, also remember there is the peg gain you need to factor in. If peg bonus is 2x, then at peg, your actual gain is 4x. Love it. That's why the supply shock gauge is there. Supply shock may begin at 50%, but its effects are shown by the amount above that point.
Yes, exactly. So the moon challenge and the supply shock indicator are a lagging indicator, but nevertheless, they're still important to show where it is for sure.
Yes. Awesome. Let's see what else we got here. Smash that like button. Absolutely. Yes, please.
Yep, perfect. All right, so I think we're getting to the end here. One more from Mal. Yeah, any news from L1X? So actually, yes, they released a blog that they're gonna relaunch the L1X token, but again, it's very convoluted. They're doing it through a DEX, which we had said they need to do from day one, and they ignored us by well simultaneously not letting us build the decks. It's just been a hot mess. But anyway, it's you can see it in their blog. It's some sort of really weird, vesting schedule based on selling pressure. It's very, very unorthodox. So I'm not even sure how to unpack all that, but it can't get any worse than it is now. So hopefully it has some effect that we can, get a bit of a recovery. But in terms of our ecosystem, we're definitely moving away from anything connected with that.
And now I'd like to take just a quick intermission to say, if you're watching on Twitter, if you're one of those 68 people, please go ahead and press the retweet now on the EMP account. Only 2 people have retweeted. I think we can do a hell of a lot better than that, guys.
I love it. Yes, shout out to all the X community. We have a ton of stuff coming. We have some X spaces that we are working on for the vaults, especially in the PulseChain community. Again, we have so much in the pipeline right now.
Yes, absolutely. And Neil, just to let you know, everything we spoke on about Detonator and DOS contracts and Sentinels and all of those nodes are a part of that as well. So I don't know if you
Yep,
want to go
totally.
into that.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that is all for tonight. That was a
Yeah, I
really
think that was
powerful
enough
one.
alpha for one night. Oh my God, I think this is one of the most bullish AMAs we've ever done. I mean, 3 new potential revenue streams generating, like I said, potentially hundreds of thousands for GDEX and EMP. All of us that have been sacrificing into Fusion, building amazing positions, the tides are turning. And honestly, it's a lot, it's all has to do with the community. I mean, the sentiment has been incredible. The momentum has been incredible. I can't wait to start seeing the Peggy dance return. Um, again, we said that we've seen the light at the end of the tunnel for a year now, but now we're really getting towards the end of that tunnel. So all of you that have put your money where your mouth is and really supported and believed in what we're doing, we can't thank you enough. And ultimately, it helps all of us succeed as we continue to build. So, yeah, again, I'm really excited. Much love to all of you. Remember, we have our HvM AMA after this, so we got to cut it short here a little bit. But yeah, LA, any final words? I mean, again, it's so much to cover, so hopefully you guys weren't overwhelmed. But the future is so bright.
Yeah, we're so proud of this amazing community and every one of you within it. We're very excited about what's to come and where we're heading right now. And we're going to continue to go over some of these things so that they're more and more clear for all of you. And we're excited for next week to give you even more updates. And as we lead into this holiday season, it truly is a gift having each and every one of you in our community. And it's just going to keep getting better from here.
Yeah, could not agree more, LA. And again, you know us, we always have some tricks up our sleeves as well. As soon as we get Dex Vaults our DexSwap up on BSC. We have some other really cool ideas for perpetual buying pressure on EMP and eShare. Again, just so many incredible things that we can't just put it all in one AMA, but yeah, looking really, really good. So, all right, yeah, happy holiday season to all of you. Obviously, we still have a few more AMAs before the end of the year. We come to you every Thursday now at 6:45 p.m. Eastern, and all of our AMAs are recorded. Again, we've done over 600 AMAs over the last 3 years, so make sure that you go back through. We have a lot of new users. Shout out to a new user by the name of Judy. She found some of our old AMAs and has really dove in head first into EMP. So that was really cool. Where all of our content is having an impact. If you want to learn for free about crypto, not only just our own protocol, but good DeFi knowledge from a crypto veteran, there is so much value in some of the old AMAs. So please go back and listen to those and get excited and see the journey that we've been on. Again, LA, you say it best. We're on a hero's journey, and success is at the end of that journey. We just have to get there. So really exciting stuff. But all right, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I think that's it. LA, again, any final words?
That's all, folks. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you in 28 minutes over on the HvM AMA.
All right, cheers, everyone. Much love. Good night. Good day. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.